Good afternoon, all. Thank you for joining us at the Chelsea Sharks Media Interaction with Scrum of Ruan Pienaar. I'm now going to open the floor for questions.
Thanks, Navash. Ruan, I'll start. It's Nick Tatham from East Coast Radio. Ruan, just tell me what it's like being back in the Sharks mix, and just what are the big differences from when you left all those years ago?
Yeah, I think obviously never thought I'll be playing in a Sharks jersey ever again, and great to get the opportunity to play with these guys again. So obviously I have a lot of great and fond memories of my time at the Sharks in Durban. So yeah, I think completely different setup. I used to be the youngster in the team, and now you're the oldest guy, so it is a bit of a difference, but yeah, still enjoyable. It's obviously a very special province to me. I had a wonderful time in Durban playing for the Sharks, so I'm very fortunate to be back playing for them again.
And just looking at the couple of games that we've played so far in the URC, Friday night was a great performance from the side. What were the sort of talking points and the issues that you guys sort of got right on Friday compared to the first couple of games?
Yeah, I think the Munster game was always going to be a massive learning curve. You know, Munster is a really good team. It's tough to play against them at Thomond Park, and I guess yeah, that was a tough introduction into the URC for this young group. I thought our discipline probably let us down quite a bit. Made a few costly errors that sort of just took the game away from us. So I think slowly we've started to better those points. I think our discipline the last two games has been really good. Glasgow, one or two things, if we did that better, yeah, it could have been a different ball game. And I think we sort of managed to change that around for that game against the Ospreys. I think we managed the game well, played in the right areas. Our discipline was really good and took our chances. So I think that's what you really need in this competition. You've got to find your feet and sort of adapt to the way the referees blow as well and the way they play. So I think the guys have responded really well, and hopefully we can see more of that this weekend.
Ruan, Pretoria is hierso, Netwerk 24. I just want to find out, with regards to Boeta Chamberlain's job call heroics against Ospreys, was that something you guys spoke of beforehand as potentially almost exploiting a weakness in the new goal line dropout rule?
No, not at all. I think Boeta, it was just one of those nights where he started the game off well. I think his confidence slowly built, and I think he backed himself. So it's not something we planned. I think Boeta just found the groove on Friday night, and yeah, I think obviously great to see him performing so well, stepping into that 10 role, and yeah, but definitely not something we planned. I think Boeta just had a really good game. He controlled the game really well for us. So yeah, he had a great performance.
Having been on both sides of the fence now from a European rugby perspective, playing over there and then also now representing the South African sides in Europe, what do you think the big issues are with us playing there? What do you think the big takeaways we need to bring back after these 4 rounds of competition and work on going into the last couple of rounds later in the year?
Yeah, Nick, I think like I mentioned earlier, it really is a completely different way of playing over here. We've been really fortunate with the weather so far. Normally this time of year it's quite miserable already, so we've been really lucky with having good weather for all our games. So I think those things will change once the guys come over again later in the season. But yeah, you've got to manage things completely different. Like I mentioned, the refereeing as well. You've got to adapt to those things. I think your game management, your key decision makers are vital in these games. So yeah, I remember when I came over first, there was a lot of talk that Northern Hemisphere rugby is not on the level that you get down south. And yeah, I played here for a long time, and I know that's not true. These teams are really well coached. You play against international players every weekend. That's top quality players. So it's a big challenge. I think it will take time for the teams to adapt to those things. But I think it's exciting times for SA rugby to see these teams coming up north now and I think they'll just get stronger and stronger as the season goes on.
Ruan, just in terms of the challenge you guys are expecting from Cardiff and other wild sides compared to Ospreys?
Yeah, I think they'll be disappointed. They've had 2 losses on the bounce now. I think they felt pretty much in control after that first half against the Bulls, and they would be, I think, disappointed with their second half performance. So yeah, I think that they'll look to bounce back. It's a good Cardiff team. They've got a lot of international players. They've got a dangerous backline, and I think if you give them time on the ball and get them, let them get momentum and play with pace and determine the tempo of the game, then it will be a tough challenge. So I think for us now, after a good win against the Ospreys, it's about backing it up now. It's the last week on tour, so yeah, we would like to finish on a high, but yeah, it's going to be another really tough challenge.
Ron, it was great to see you guys head over and watch the Bulls game on Saturday. Who sort of made that decision? Was it something that you guys were always going to do? Because I think it's probably a great thing in a new environment like that to sort of stick together as the South African side, sort of.
Yeah, I think again it wasn't really planned. There was quite a few guys that decided to go watch the game. Obviously, with us having to play Cardiff this weekend as well, it gives you a bit of insight in the way they play, and nice to see the game live and just start planning ahead for this coming weekend. But yeah, I think there's probably been a lot of media about South African teams struggling over here, and I think we got the ball rolling for the weekend with a good win against the Ospreys. Lions went really close. Stormers played really well, and then yeah, I think for the Bulls we just decided we need to support each other. So it's yeah, it was nice, I guess, to sort of support them and get them over the line there. I know they appreciated it. Speaking after the game to a couple of them, so yeah, I think we've got to stick together. It's a new competition, new challenges, so it's nice for the guys to support each other.
Just one more from me. Again, playing on a 4G pitch this weekend, what did we sort of learn from the Glasgow game for the guys that had never played on one of those before in the past?
Yeah, I think you've got to be clinical. You've got to be really accurate in what you do. It is a lot faster. The tempo is a lot higher. So I guess defensively, you've got to be on point. Otherwise, they can hurt you, especially Cardiff, who's got a dangerous back three. Reece Priestland at 10, pulling the string. So I think those are things probably on the other side of the ball. Again, if we're accurate in our attack and we look after the ball, then it's tough to defend on those pitches if you get momentum. So yeah, hopefully we can control things well again and get some good momentum, and yeah, I think that will put us in good stead going forward.
Final 2 questions. Are there any more?
Ruan, yes.
Go ahead.
Ruan, Ruan, we saw South African teams starting to, like I would say, adapting or matching their European rivals. Would you say maybe the West is over now? It's all about going forward?
I think it's definitely a step in the right direction. I think a win over here definitely gives you that belief that that you can do it, and it definitely changes the mindset of a group. I think a win on tour is always special. We've learned over the past 25 years how tough it is to go on super rugby tours and get wins, and I think it's the same here again. So yeah, it definitely gives the group a bit of confidence. But I guess in saying that, there's not many weak teams in this competition, so you've got to put last weekend behind you, focus again, and work hard because it's not going to be easy at all. So yes, I think it is a positive. There's a definitely a different vibe within the squad after that win, but I think for all of us now, it's about preparing well, getting confidence out of that, and then yeah, putting it into place on Saturday. So yeah, it won't be easy.
Any further questions? Thank you very much, Ruan, for your time. Thank you, media.
No worries. Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks very much, guys.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Ruan. Thanks,
Bye.
Navashni.
Right.
Bye.